Tonight, an arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin, wanted for war crimes in Ukraine. A historic move against the Russian president.
It focuses on crimes against children.
As the conflict reaches a critical phase. New details in the deadly ambush of two Edmonton police officers.
They never made it inside the apartment.
While investigators look into another shooting days earlier. Plus, the luck of the Irish let loose.
It's great to be able to be back out with all of our friends.
St. Patrick's Day in Canada, raising a glass without the restrictions.
CTV National News with Omar Sachedina. Reporting tonight, John Venevali Rao.
Good evening. The Kremlin is calling it outrageous and unacceptable after the International Criminal Court today accused Russia's president of war crimes. Arrest warrants have been issued for both Vladimir Putin and Russia's Commissioner for Children's Rights. They're accused of illegally deporting children from occupied areas of Ukraine to Russia. With more on the charges, here's CTV's Washington bureau chief, Joy Malbon.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin is now a wanted man.
It is forbidden by international law for occupying powers to transfer civilians from the territory they live in to other territories. Children enjoy special protection under the Geneva Convention.
The International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants accusing Putin of the forced deportation of Ukrainian children to Russia. They also want to arrest this woman, Russia's Commissioner for Children's Rights, loading Ukrainian kids onto a bus. She claims this is a mission of mercy. At a recent rally, a young girl paraded on state TV thanks a soldier for rescuing her and hundreds of others from Mariupol, Ukraine.
Our research found that at least 6,000 children have been taken into this system of re-education camps. We now know from the Ukrainian government, a couple days after our report came out, that number on their side is closer to 16,000.
Applauding the charges, Ukraine's president calls it historic, but the Kremlin scoffs at the allegations, calling them outrageous. The court has no power to arrest anyone. Still, the war crimes chief prosecutor says, look at history. The law will eventually catch up to Putin.
The major Nazi war criminals, Milosevic, Kradich, Mladic, former President Charles Taylor, Jean Kabanda from Rwanda, Hissène Habré, all of them were mighty, powerful individuals, and yet they found themselves in courtrooms.
This will mark Putin as a pariah on the global stage, and should he travel, he could risk arrest in more than 100 countries, including Canada, legally obligated to turn him in. John?
Joy Malbon leading us off tonight. Thank you. Well, just a day after Poland said it was sending fighter jets to Ukraine, Slovakia has announced it will do the same. The country is offering to hand over 11 of its Soviet-era MiG-29s that were retired last summer. This after Warsaw revealed it will be sending 4 of its older MiGs. Ukraine says it needs fighter jets to repel the Russian invasion. And Turkey's president now says his country will move to ratify a bid by Finland to join NATO, but for now decided to leave aside a similar push by Sweden, accusing Stockholm of harboring members of terrorist groups. More details have emerged about the moments leading up to that tragic shooting early yesterday that left 2 Edmonton police officers dead. Today, family and friends of the slain constables remembered them as being loyal, loving, and committed to serving their community. With the day's developments, here's CTV's Alberta Bureau Chief, Bill Fortier.
As a memorial outside an Edmonton police station grows, police tape and forensics units mark the scene of the tragedy that unfolded yesterday morning at this apartment complex. 35-year-old Constable Travis Jordan and 30-year-old Brett Ryan were shot and killed while responding to a family dispute.
That doesn't represent Travis, and that's not his legacy.
Friends of Constable Jordan describe him as a loyal friend and husband and someone who dedicated his life to compassionate policing.
Ever since Travis was, gosh, as little as I can remember him, he wanted to be a police officer.
Yeah, like it's definitely a big loss, and, you know, it's unfortunate this happened, and, he's definitely going to be missed.
Constable Ryan's mother posted a tribute on Facebook saying he served his community with pride and commitment. He loved his wife and unborn baby, his brothers, and us, his parents.
Their grief is our grief.
Today, police revealed new details. They say a 55-year-old woman called police because she was having issues with her 16-year-old son. As the constables approached the suite, they were both shot multiple times. Then, during a struggle, the mom was shot before the 16-year-old shot and killed himself. Officials say the officers had no idea what they were walking into.
There was no prior information or knowledge about the existence of a gun.
Domestic violence calls are calls that are always dangerous for police.
This criminologist and former officer says policies and procedures will likely be reviewed in light of the tragedy, but he insists policing always involves some inherent risk.
Is there a level of training that can ever prepare you for something like that?
No, an ambush attack is an ambush attack.
Investigators are also looking into whether the teen is the same person seen here days earlier, entering a local Pizza Hut and opening fire on an employee. He suffered life-threatening injuries.
It's certainly being investigated, but unfortunately, we still don't know.
Police say the teen's mom is still in serious but stable condition in hospital and has been unresponsive, so they haven't been able to speak with her. The father, who was in a different room when the shooting happened, is cooperating with police. Bill Fortier, CTV News, Edmonton.
And homicide detectives in Edmonton are investigating the tragic death of a 5-month-old girl. The infant was admitted last week to the Stollery Children's Hospital with life-threatening injuries and died 4 days later. An autopsy determined she was killed by blunt force trauma. Shock and grief hang heavy over the Montreal neighborhood of Rosemont tonight after the brutal stabbing deaths of 3 people early this morning. It is the latest in a series of senseless, violent attacks plaguing Quebec over the last couple of months. And as CTV's Vanessa Lee reports, it is prompting calls for more mental health supports.
People in this East End Montreal neighborhood are trying to come to terms with the horror that unfolded this morning. 3 people found dead in an apartment complex.
The body was with violence marks, possibly perforated by a sharp object.
Police wrestled the suspect to the ground, arresting 19-year-old Arthur Galarneau. Reports say the victims are his parents and another family member. Galarneau is said to have a history of mental health issues and has been hospitalized in the past. This is the latest tragedy in what has been a troubling spate of violence across the province. Earlier this week, the driver of a pickup truck rammed into a group of pedestrians in the small town of Amqui, which was eerily reminiscent of the heartbreak in Laval when a bus driver slammed into a daycare, killing 2 young children.
Obviously, many people are in distress in our society, and we have to keep our eyes open, our mind open, and find some solution.
There are few quick or easy solutions. Seeing a psychologist in the public sector can take anywhere from 6 to 24 months. Experts say it's not just those with mental health disorders who are at risk of being in crisis.
There's a lot of distress, yes, of stressor that can accumulate in the life of an individual, and then may make this person react in a way that's violent.
Quebec's premier says mental health services need to be more accessible in every pocket of the province, and there will be additional funding in next week's budget. John.
All right, we'll be keeping an eye on that. Thank you, Vanessa. Meanwhile, a new top Mountie has been named, but the post is only temporary. Starting tomorrow, Mike Duham will take on the role as interim commissioner of the RCMP. That is, until a permanent replacement is found for Brenda Lucki. She announced last month she was retiring as commissioner. She led the force during a troubling time, with questions asked about the handling of the 2020 mass shooting in Nova Scotia and allegations of systemic racism in the RCMP. Today was Lucki's last day on the job. As former Governor General David Johnston takes on his new role as special rapporteur investigating alleged election interference by China, today we take a deeper dive into the riding of Don Valley North in Toronto, where federal and provincial politicians are in the spotlight for their connection to a Chinese millionaire with ties to Beijing. Here's CTV's Judy Trinh.
This is exactly why I think I need to step up.
Han Dong launched his federal Liberal nomination campaign at the head office of Foodie Mart as the supermarket's president, Wei Cheng-yi, watched. Wei has made millions selling groceries in Ontario and BC. 6 months before the 2019 federal election, he attended a conference in Beijing and met President Xi Jinping. Wei is also a founder of the Canada-Toronto Fuqing Business Association, an organization that promotes ties to China. One of its affiliated offices is alleged to be a Chinese police station. The Fuqing Association also states on its website that it was created under the specific guidance of China's United Front Work Department. According to the Canadian government, the United Front infiltrates foreign political parties. Scott McGregor is a former military intelligence officer.
The United Front does two things. They collect intelligence, and they also conduct propaganda. And so there's a collection of information that is utilized. And the way that they interact with transnational organized crime oftentimes is in the funding piece, so they can conduct the operations that they're launching.
McGregor says Beijing supports candidates of all political stripes. This documentary celebrates Vincent Ker's win as an Ontario Conservative in 2018, the first Chinese-born politician elected to Queen's Park. The main advisor on this project was Wei. Sources have told CTV News that under the direction of the Chinese consulate, intermediaries paid for Conservative Party memberships and bussed in international students and seniors to secure Ker's nomination. Similar incidents are alleged to have happened during Dong's federal nomination win. Activist Gloria Fung says Beijing has funded multiple candidates over several elections at all levels.
So each one would donate as an individual, making sure that it doesn't exceed the maximum limit. But the fund came from the United Front organization, which in turn get the funding from the Chinese embassy.
Federal MP Han Dong says he will defend himself against any notion that he's part of a foreign interference campaign. Meanwhile, Vincent Ke is now sitting as an independent in the provincial legislature as he clears his name. And John, as for Wei, the supermarket mogul, he didn't respond to any of our requests for comment.
Okay, Judy, thank you for that. The federal government has launched a new program today to tackle the country's urgent housing crisis. The multi-billion-dollar fund aims to lift some of the barriers Canadians face in their search for affordable homes. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver has the details.
As the cost of living soars, so does the stress of finding an affordable home. Janice Rourke's rent in Calgary is about to go up nearly 25%, but she can't find anywhere cheaper to live.
I should be retiring, and I can't because I've got to keep a roof over my head.
Across Canada, rents are rising, and so is demand for housing, a combination many describe as a nightmare.
I contacted like 8 places. I've done so many walkthroughs. I finally found a place, but it took me about almost like a full month of just that's what I did nonstop.
To help ease the pressure, the Prime Minister launched a $4 billion housing accelerator fund. It will last 5 years and fast-track the creation of 100,000 new homes. The fund aims to speed up development by encouraging municipalities to cut red tape, making changes like faster approval of building permits.
What we're doing is actually giving municipalities the tools to be able to look at exactly what's needed.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says he'd rather see empty federal buildings transformed into homes.
We'll also sell off 15% of the 37,000 federal buildings. Big, ugly, empty buildings.
Regardless of how it's funded, housing experts say what's crucial now is that new homes are truly affordable.
You may very well be able to develop rental studios, but that may not be what's in particular cities what they need. That it's really meeting up what people need as opposed to what the market wants.
The money for this fund was already accounted for in Budget 2022, and experts hope billions more for housing are included in the upcoming budget. John?
All right, efforts to ease the housing crisis. Thank you, Annie. Coming up after the break. Fresh turmoil in France, the burning rage over retirement reforms. Plus, hives far from home. The visiting bees taking a vacation on Vancouver Island. There was more anger on the streets of France today over President Emmanuel Macron's controversial decision to raise the retirement age by 2 years. Protesters burned a large effigy of Macron at a major public square in Paris. They demanded his resignation and clashed with riot police. The unpopular pension reform was pushed through Parliament without a vote yesterday. France's main unions plan to continue their resistance and try to force a repeal. New drone video out of Peru tonight is providing a clearer picture of the scope of the devastation from Cyclone Yaku. More than 1,000 homes have been destroyed and a lot of vehicles are buried in mud. Over the past week, landslides and extensive flooding have killed at least 50 people. We also have some dramatic video from New York City tonight. Watch this as a Good Samaritan steps in to block a suspected criminal running down the street with 2 loaded weapons. Police then arrested the man. He faces a number of firearms charges, carrying a maximum sentence of 15 years in prison. Authorities allege the suspect had been threatening people earlier at a convenience store with a long gun. And actor Lance Reddick, known for the intensity and depth he brought to roles on the screens, big and small, has passed away at his Los Angeles home.
Cedric Davis, but I mostly go by Lieutenant.
Reddick was best known for his role as the no-nonsense, straight-laced Lieutenant Cedric Daniels on the hit show The Wire on HBO. He also had recurring roles on both Fringe and Oz.
How good to see you again so soon, Mr. Wick. Shall I announce you? Yes, please.
He also appeared as the hotel concierge Sharon in the John Wick films, including the 4th installment, which releases later this month. Reddick's publicist said he died from natural causes. He was 60 years old. Still ahead, a toast to St. Patrick's Day.
Cheers.
How some businesses are feeling like they finally have the luck of the Irish with them after some frustrating pandemic years. Every March, on the 17th day of the month, people all around the world celebrate Ireland's patron saint, St. Patrick, guzzling green beers, taking part in parades and parties. And there's no celebration like this one. The parade in downtown Dublin, 500,000 people descended on the city centre, joining in on the fun, with more than 4,000 performers taking part, sporting some colorful costumes. And coast-to-coast Canadians are really feeling festive this Friday night with no pandemic restrictions. Here's CTV's Kevin Gallagher.
The party started early on the East Coast.
There's definitely a lot of sick days and vacation days taken on this Friday today by a lot of people in town.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
As many renewed old St. Patrick's Day traditions.
We came here every year at lunchtime before COVID, and we're so happy to be back. Happy St. Patrick's Day!
From the West Coast
A gratitude, Ireland is back to America.
to this prairie town's tiny parade, festivities across the country were free of COVID restrictions.
My family's from Ireland, so this is a great day for us. We always celebrate, and it's great to be able to be back out with all of our friends.
Pub owners were happy to have lines streaming around the block and beer flowing inside. Despite the fun atmosphere, there's still financial anxiety.
With the federal tax on alcohol set to increase 6.3% on April 1st, bar and restaurant owners hard hit over the past 3 years are asking for a reprieve.
The alcohol excise tax automatically increases each year based on inflation. And Toronto pub owner Pat Quinn hopes the finance minister will cut the industry a break.
We're already paying triple on a lot of our alcohol. It's a disgrace, if you want my opinion. So, happy St. Paddy's Day to all our government officials, but get rid of that tax. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Revelers are savoring each sip before the price at the tap goes up in 2 weeks' time.
Cheers, boys.
Kevin Gallagher, CTV News, Toronto.
It appears Vancouver Island is building some buzz as the latest vacation hotspot for bees, that is. 3.5 million of them, all honeybees from New Zealand, are spending the end of the winter at this farm near Nanaimo. They're staying warm on the coast before heading off to Saskatchewan this spring, where they will work the canola fields. The new additions will replace prairie bees lost over the winter to cold and disease. After the break, the lovable lab dethroned. Now, the latest popularity rankings in the U.S. has a new top dog. After a long-running streak as America's favorite dog, the Labrador Retriever has been edged out following a, dare we say it, rough canine competition and nabbing top spot a petite pooch originally from France. CTV's bureau chief Melanie Nagy with the shakeup on the pup charts.
For decades, Labradors like McQueen here have ruled pooch popularity rankings. What kind of puppy is McQueen? Like, what is he like?
He loves to play.
I can see that. Despite their outgoing demeanor, labs have been ousted.
We're wondering in America is the French Bulldog.
The French Bulldog, with its big-eyed stare, is now top dog, a title bestowed on the breed by the American Kennel Club.
Everybody's always going to love the lab. It is what it is. But when it comes to registrations, the Frenchies really pulled ahead.
The organization, which uses registration statistics to rank purebred dogs, says the Frenchies have been climbing U.S. charts for years.
It's not shocking given ownership trends. A lot more people working from home, a lot more people with flexibility and wanting something that can kind of move with them wherever they go.
Some are drawn to the flat-faced charmers because they're small and adaptable. Others love them because they require little exercise. At the dog park, reaction to the takeover was mixed. Teddy and his owner, Rex Hodgson, not surprised by the news.
I see a lot more Bulldogs around, so that makes sense.
Giordano Chin and his Great Pyrenees cross named Fleury, not sold on the Frenchie's size.
They seem to fit into a lot of people's purses and bags. I can't put her in a bag.
No, you can't put Fleury in a bag. Then there's that lab, McQueen. To show his dislike of losing, he ran off with our mic. But no matter how hard he tried to thwart the story, the French Bulldog is #1 and will remain so until the rankings are reviewed next year. Melanie Nagy, CTV News, Vancouver.
Gotta love it. That's it for us tonight. I'm John Benavali Rao. For Omar and the rest of us at CTV National News, thank you for watching. Good night, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
CTV National News, Canada's #1 newscast. 5 crucial questions to expose the truth. Who's at risk? What needs to change? When will justice be done?
There was actually a plot to kill you.
Where's the proof? Why did this happen? Watch W5 Saturdays at 7 on CTV.